Ukraine invited Chinese President Xi Jinping to participate in a planned peace summit. Olulan. Planned peace summit. The best diplomatic consultant of President Volodymyr Zelensky. We work with the side of the world. On February 24, 2022, China's 11 and Russian President Vladimir Putin declared a unlimited Oscar partnership in Beijing. Just 3 weeks before Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Since then, China has significantly increased Russian energy imports. Putin says that the occupation is necessary to protect Russia's own security. That Kyiv and the West are an unrecited aggression war. A black neutral Switzerland agreed to host Ukraine Peace Summit in Ukraine upon the request of Zelensky. But date or place has not yet been determined. Zovka said that the teams are still working on details. Switzerland accepted Zelensky's request for Summit Ukraine Peace Summit. Switzerland. On Monday, January 15, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky accepted request world leaders to host Peace Summit Russia to end full-scale invasion Russia, without inviting peace plan. Zovka also said that the national security consultants of 82 countries participated in negotiations that focus on Ukraine's 10-point peace plan in Davos, the Swiss town of Switzerland. Russia was not invited to the planned summit and said that Ukraine's 10-point plan will not come to anything. This plan foresees restoration regional integrity Ukraine, withdrawal all Russian troops, protection food and energy resources, release nuclear security and all prisoners war. We will talk about a certain roadmap to implement this formula. Zovka said. Ukraine, after failure of Kyiv's breakthrough to the battlefield last year, is trying to provide international support among signs of war fatigue among Western allies. The fronts have changed very little and the war in Gaza has recently become a more urgent focus of global attention. Zovka greeted participation of many countries from the Global South in Davos talks, saying that Ukraine hoped to protect this level at summit. China's representative attended a meeting in Ukraine in Saudi Arabia last summer, and Xi and Zelensky spoke on the phone. Beijing put forward a 12-point peace plan, which included a ceasefire in Ukraine last year, which did not require that Russia should be withdrawn from any of the regions seized. Russia rejects that Putin has reached us on Friday. The Kremlin rejected Bloomberg's President Vladimir Putin's extinguish fellers for possible negotiations on ending the war in Ukraine, and he may consider leaving key demands about Ukraine's security status. The Bloomberg report. Putin's Washington is ready to have negotiations and whether or not to reach the United States through indirect channels. He said. Two people close the Kremlin. Putin may be willing to consider insisting on an impartial status for Ukraine, and ultimately even think of giving up the opposition NATO membership, which is a central Russian